Hello, hello, 390 Wagon Master here with another patented Wagon Master unboxing. All right, so this was sent over by the folks at RETEVIS. I hope I'm not butchering that name. I know of this company, I know they do GMRS stuff. I'm not really familiar with them as far as like what they're putting out in the CB world, but we're going to give it a shot here. And then, of course, I'll tell you what I think about it. So, got the old rife knife out. I almost gouged myself there. So let's do that. Of course, this is from overseas. And this just seems to be the way they pack lately. And it's mic proof. You gotta love it. It's Wagon Master proof. How about that? So anyway, they asked me if I wanted to take a look at this system, and I'm like, sure, what the heck. I have some, we're coming up to what I call convoy season, or, family drive season. We're getting here into springtime. Everybody's going to be out doing sightseeing and whatnot, and I wanted to do a series on micro mobile CB radio setups. Good stuff. But not too expensive. You don't want to go all too crazy. I understand there's a lot of people out there that, there's not going to be a hardcore CB or anything like that. But I want to show people stuff that I believe is going to be good, quality, useful to you as a motorist out there on the highways and byways of this beauteous country. So, wow, this is smaller than I thought. So I'm going to assume this is the radio. So, in order to put out a signal, you got to have an antenna. So let's go with the antenna first, okay? Let's check this out. What we're going to do is we're going to do some videos on portable setups, setups that you could just store in your trunk, maybe back in your spare tire well or something like that, and just kind of one up like those old school emergency CB radio setups. Because honestly, they're not really all that effective. They don't you don't get much range out there. We don't need to talk 500 miles when we're in a convoy or when we're out sightseeing or doing a family road trip or anything like that. We don't. But we do need to get at least a few miles down the road each way. All right. Okay, so there's nothing more in that box. That was a lot of box for stowing a whip. All right, so let's check this out. We have, this is the magnet mount. An SO239 type setup there. So that's interesting. Honestly, I was expecting a 3/8 by 24 stud. Pretty cool. This seems to be more popular nowadays with the mag mount crowd. So I have not done any homework on this, so this is just, I don't know what the length is here, but that's a decent size roll. It is RG58, and got a good jacket on it, and it's very flexy, pretty flexy. This box is cold. It came from the outside, and it's pretty cold. And we have our magnet mount here with like a rubberized piece down here. And what this piece does is this actually protects the vehicle's paint. So I like that. That's good. I could see possibly water getting into here and this staying moist. But understand, before we go much further with this, understand that in my opinion, I'm not really a mag mount guy, and in my opinion, I don't leave mag mounts on for very long periods of time. Like, for a family trip or a couple weeks would be fine, but beyond that, I don't want that on my vehicle, quite honestly. Sun fade issues, possible moisture issues, so those are all to keep in mind. I know a lot of people leave magnet mounts on their vehicles, and that's fine if you don't care about your paint, but I do, so, you know, don't leave these on your vehicle for a long period of time. So what we have here is our antenna that screws into the base here. Okay, that's awesome. That works great. All right, just went right on there. Now, what we have is, I don't know, there's probably a little bit of coil in here. There's probably a little bit of base load. And then what we have here is another small coil. And this is what we call in the CB biz a center loaded antenna. All right. So this is okay to have. This also makes for nice portability. It comes with a little Allen wrench, and you get an extra set screw in there, which is nice. That's cool. These are easy to lose. But anyway, so this gives us a little bit of portability. But what I like about something like this, or a setup like this, is the signal comes up here and it radiates out here as well. So it's kind of keeping the radiation pattern up above your vehicle. So that's okay. That's cool. I like that. That's nice. Stainless steel, obviously. And let's give it a little flex test here and see what that's like. Because I would rather break it here in my hand than you guys have a problem with it. Now this turns a little bit. So that was screwed into there a little bit. I might be a little stronger than the folks that assembled that. So there's that. All right. Let's get to the radio. Make this video as short as possible. I'm not going to do the review on this video. This is more of an unboxing. As you guys know, if you've watched this channel for any period of time, I actually review stuff. I actually use it. Okay, there's nothing that grinds my gears more than a reviewer that doesn't actually really use it. They're just using talking points, bullet points, or whatever from the sales promo guide or the Amazon page or anything like that. I don't play that way. All right. Not all companies like that, by the way. Some don't make it to video, so we'll see. You see this in a week or two, you will know. All right. Well, let's start with the radio. So I call these micro radios. And I don't know if that's the proper terminology, but that's what I call them. I call these a micro CB. And this is, we have a plastic bottom piece here, but this is all molded or cast aluminum. So pretty good as far as quality goes, as far as taking a beating, I guess, standpoint. Okay, so this is actually cool to see. We already have our cigarette lighter plug mounted on that. So here we go. We're, getting back in it. This is meant to be more of a portable system. Yeah, family drives, convoys, stuff like that. Okay, so I'm not really sure of the features, but I do know that this is AM, FM. We have our emergency channel, which is kind of not really a thing anymore. Channel 19 is where you're going to pretty much stay on the road all the time. I don't believe anybody monitors Channel 9 anymore. I don't think that's a thing. I think React has gone to more GMRS or something like that. But yeah, anyway, so we've got our SO239 external speaker plug. Let's see if we can actually plug an external speaker into that. No. Okay, so here's one thing, and I've noticed this on a couple of these other setups. Let me try to pull this harness out and see what happens. Okay, this one will work. So when you are shopping for an external speaker, shop for one that has a smaller overall diameter. All right, because not all external speaker jacks are going to fit into that. Okay, now I've seen that on these before. Not this particular brand, but on another brand, a very well-known brand, actually. So, anyway, so a neat little radio. This is great because in today's automobiles, it's hard. There's just no room. So it's hard to mount a radio, CB radio. It's not like the old days when you could actually mount a base station underneath your dashboard. Got a little mount here, and that's cool. They added the bushings in here. Yes, they did. So this is kind of neat. So in the pack here, we have our thumb screws to mount the radio to the bracket. We have a little mic clip we can screw on if we want to. But we have these little bushings here, these little rubber bushings, like little washers. A lot of people don't know this, but you know, when you see a bracket, it's like, oh, that bracket's too big, right? Well, the reason why it's a little bit larger, because you put these rubber bushings on the sides here, and this has got 3M tape, so you can just stick them onto here, punch out the little hole, and what that does is that makes it so when it's time to put your thumb screws in there, you don't have to screw them down so hard to stop the radio from doing this, right? And in the old school CB radios, if you didn't put those bushings in and you tighten down those thumb screws, when it starts bowing the bracket, well, it's actually pulling the components away from the PC board inside. So they thought about that. I mean, this is a cast piece, so they're not worried about that, but what they want to do is they want to make it so it doesn't do this. You don't have to just really crank down on those knobs. So I like that. That's cool. Got a microphonium here, and with a lot of modern mics, they have no weight to them. This is just a little tiny electret element. It's just a little, just a little button type microphone. It's not like the old school mics that had a big, you know, dynamic element in there and they had some weight. This has our PTT, of course, and then up-down controls for channel selection. And the cord feels pretty good. It's fairly rubberized. I don't like those plastic cords. I prefer the rubber cords, but there you go. J45 style connector. I am not a fan of these at all. And yeah, unfortunately, some of these brands are going this way. I'm clearly not a fan of these though. And what you do is you plug them in like that. Now, the problem with J45s are, these work great if you just plug it in and leave it plugged in, right? So if you're going to put this in your trunk, maybe just you know, wrap the mic cord around it or something like that, or maybe put this in like a little to-go bag of some kind. But what happens is this little plastic clip here, these break. These are known for breaking, and they break quite easily. So yeah, I would honestly rather see a straight up mic plug on that, but it could be a cost thing. I don't know what price point these come in at. I haven't even looked, so maybe after I do this video, I'll leave a link to this down below or something like that. But anyway, what you do is you just plug it in there, bada boom, bada bing, and then you can take that boot and snug up to there, and then you're good to go. So basically, just plug this into your cigarette lighter, screw the whip onto the, assemble the whip, right? So get your little set screw out, or your little Allen wrench, I should say, and put it into here and do this. Here's something. This is something kind of cool. Look what they did here. They flattened this out. There's a little flat notch right here. I don't know if you can see that. Little flat notch right there. That is cool. Wow, somebody was thinking. And the reason why they have that is because what you want to do is you want to match that notch up to where that Allen screw is, and then you want to set it right there. And then that will make this less likely to come apart while you're driving and lose the top half. Nice, you guys. That's great. I wish more companies did that back in the day. That's a little detail that you don't see. So pretty cool. All right. Well, that's interesting. Okay, I have another radio I'm going to pair this up against. I have another radio. It's a radio magnetic mount antenna at about this same size. So this will be great. We'll do some A/B, and I'll tell you what I think about this. So the RETEVIS, I hope I'm saying that right, MB1 Micro Mobile AM/FM CB radio. Pretty cool. Check it out. I'm going to put this through its paces and then post a video in due time. All right, you guys, thanks for watching. And if you have questions or comments, please leave them down below. If you own one of these, tell me what you think about it. How's it working for you? Do you like it? What don't you like about it? Etc., etc. If you've not yet subscribed to this channel, please do so. Hey, you can always unsub if you don't like it. All right, you guys, cheers.